Hi, welcome to my channel. For those who are new here, my name is Ro. I started this channel to explore a more mindful lifestyle, and today we're going to drive through the Haiwan Pass. We went there on a cloudy day and we thought that we would miss the view because of all the clouds, but the view is very different. We witnessed clouds moving quickly from one spot to another, and sometimes we were surrounded by clouds, and after like a few hundred meters we were totally out in a very clear place, and sometimes we could see very far mountains standing under sunlight, and sometimes we could see nothing, surrounded by like all the white mist. It's $1 million experience. I guess many of you have heard of the name Haiwan Pass and you've heard of the majestic views, but what is behind those views? What is the story and history about Haiwan Pass? Let's dive into the stories behind. First of all, let's start from the name Haiwan Pass. What does it mean? In Vietnamese, Hai means ocean and Van means clouds. So it means the ocean and cloud pass. It exactly describes what you're going to see on this pass. On the one hand, there is vast ocean, and on the other hand, there are different layers and layers of mountains with lush green trees on those mountains, and the view is really breathtaking. And the whole Haiwan Pass is not very long. It's around 23 kilometers. And historically speaking, this place had been acting as a dividing line between two kingdoms, which is Dai Viet in the north and Champa Kingdom in middle Vietnam. For a little bit more background, Dai Viet was the kingdom that was in most of the northern part of Vietnam, which is nowadays known as Hanoi, and that empire was under heavy influence of Chinese culture, Confucius culture. And the Champa Empire was an ancient kingdom that was located in middle areas in Vietnam that would include Da Nang, Talat. That area was under heavy influence of Indian culture, which features a lot of Southern Asian cultural features. And those two kingdoms in history had been in conflict with each other for a long time. And Haiwan Pass was a natural dividing line between those two kingdoms. And there is a very interesting story about Haiwan Pass. Because in around 14th century, there is a king in the Champa Empire who was very attracted to a princess in Dai Viet. So in order to marry the princess, he provided part of his territory as wedding gifts, which included Haiwan Pass and also Hue City nowadays. Military-wise, Haiwan Pass is also very important because of its special geographical characteristics. It is a natural barrier in that area. So French people or ancient kingdoms, they all had their military base on top of those mountains to be their defensive base. And actually, French armies realized the importance of Haiwan Pass, and they fixed and improved the roads for Haiwan Pass. Nowadays, the roads are very wide and smooth, and the ride was pretty easy for us. But could you imagine that over 100 years ago, those places wouldn't be that easy to access, and the road conditions must be really difficult. So it was a huge project back then, we can imagine that. And Haiwan Pass, historically speaking, had been the only pass connecting north and south, especially Da Nang City and Hue City. The Vietnamese government built a Haiwan Tunnel, which reduced the commuting time between Da Nang and Hue significantly. So Haiwan Pass nowadays becomes a significant scenic attraction for tourists. You could either rent a motorbike to tour around that area, or you could sign up for a tour and some people would carry you on their motorbike and show you around in that area. It's 5 out of 5, I would say. I would strongly recommend people to book a trip or try to go by yourself if you're confident with your motorbike skills to check it out. It would take you less than half of a day, and if you are going from Da Nang to Hue City or from Hue City to Da Nang, and make sure you pass the Haivan Pass instead of the Haivan Tunnel to take a look at those views. this is pretty much about our Haiwan Pass video footage. If you are interested, get started. If you've been there already, leave a comment below and let me know how you think of this Haiwan Pass. So till next time, breathe deeply, sip slowly, and scroll mindfully.